Ever since My Fund and Futures launched 3 new accounts, the Core, the Scale, and the Pro accounts, I've had numerous questions from traders. Mike, what are the payout requirements for these accounts? Does each account have a different requirement, or is it the same across the board? In today's video, we're going to answer that question for you. Now, before we get started, I want to let you guys know right now, if you guys want to trade with My Fund and Futures and ensure you always get the best deal, use promo code Mike at checkout. So now let's start off looking at the Core account. That's going to be the cheapest plan that My Fund and Future offers. And we can see we have a profit target of $3,000 with a trailing drawdown of $2,000. And something they've done with the release of these 3 plans, it's going to be the same across the board, the same profit target, the same trailing drawdown of each individual account. So I do appreciate how My Fund and Futures has made the evaluation process a lot simpler. But as we look in this drop-down menu, do we see anything in terms of what are the rules to be able to request a payout if you can get to the funded stage? Well, right here, I don't see it, but if we come right up here to where it says FAQ, and then right up here in the search, you just type in Core. We'll go right here to where it says Core, Sim account, and live account highlights. And we're not going to go over all the parameters and such to pass and all that fun stuff. Let's just talk about the nitty gritty, the actual payout rules. And to qualify for a payout in this account, we must have 5 winning days of $100 or more. And what they go on to say is it's possible to actually achieve weekly payouts. So I'm going to tell you, this is going to still be extremely difficult. In trading, we are going to have losses. You're going to be losing trades, losing days, and even losing weeks. We look at the withdrawal limits. Well, in this account, you have to withdraw a minimum of $250, and the maximum you can take out per payout cycle is going to be $1,000. Now, one thing to note that a lot of traders really don't understand is the maximum loss limit. And as soon as you request your payout, the drawdown is going to go from a $2,000 drawdown, assuming you have all $2,000. It's going to then move all the way up to $50,100 because in the Core account, it only comes in the 50K account size. And what I mean by this is if we scroll up here real quick, you can see we have a daily loss limit of $2,000. Let's say we had 5 winning days and each day was exactly $100. Now that is going to be very unlikely. There's going to be some days a little bit higher. There's no way, I wouldn't say no way, but it's going to be very improbable. Every day is going to be $100. But let's just do simple math real quick. Since the balance in the account they start you off with is $50,000, if we had 5 days of $100 each, that would then be $500. So your account balance would then be $50,500. So you would think, so some traders say, well, Mike, I can go ahead and request $500, right? Wrong, because you can see right here, once we take the payout out of the account, because our drawdown in this situation would actually go from $48,000 to $48,500 because our account has continued to increase each one of those 5 days. So our drawdown has also moved up by $100. Well, instead of having your drawdown at $48,500, once you go ahead and take the payout, your drawdown is now going to be $50,100. And that means if you made $500 per day, the maximum that you would be able to take out would be $400. So if you wanted to be able to take out the maximum of $1,000, like you see right here, you'd have to have a minimum of $1,100 of profit that you've achieved in this account. And again, that same rule would apply. You would have to have 5 winning days where each one of those days was at least $100. So now if we come over here to the scale plan, now scale plan is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be one of the plans. This is very similar to the accounts that I trade with Tradeify on how they have their payout structure. But if you look right down here, once again, we do not see anything in terms of the payout rules. So you have to go right back up to the FAQ. And then in the searching, type in scale. Now, if we scroll down here real quick and we look, okay, what is needed to qualify for a payout? Well, in this account, you have to have 5 winning days of $100. Again, that sounds very similar to what we saw with the Core account. The minimum payout request is $250. That's exactly the same as what we saw with the Core account. The maximum loss limit after your first payout, it's going to move to $50,100. Again, that is the same exact thing that we saw in the other account. However, here's where it's a little bit different. In the scale plan, during the first payout, instead of being able to have a withdrawal of $1,000, in the scale plan, our first payout, you're eligible, assuming that you have made enough money in that account, you're eligible to get out at $1,500. You have to make at least $1,600 in order to request that $1,500 payout. But then look, the second payout, you have the ability to make $1,750 out of that account. Third payout, as much as $2,000, fourth payout as much as $2,500, and the fifth payout as much as $3,500. Where in the core plan, the max that you can take out of any of your payouts is going to be $1,000. It does not scale up every time you've been able to take out the money. And that's why a lot of traders are really liking the scale plan. But then we jump over and take a look at the pro account. One, the pro account does cost a little bit more. All the rules for the evaluation are exactly the same. Now, when we come over and look at the payout requirements in here, this is going to be drastically different from the core in the scale plan, because in the pro account, you can request a payout every 14 calendar days. And what this says is 14 calendar days from the day of your first trade. And it goes on to say the buffer must be cleared. Now, what is the buffer? In the 50K account, since we're going to keep it consistent across all these accounts, the payout buffer is going to be $2,100. So that means before you can even think about requesting a payout, you must have already made $2,100 without hitting your daily loss limit. Now, the minimum payout in this account is going to be $1,000. If we compare that to the core plan, the minimum payout was $250. In the scale plan, the minimum payout was also $250. But in the pro account, the minimum payout is $1,000. So technically, in order to be able to request your first payout, you're going to have to make at least $3,100 before you're going to be able to request the minimum payout amount. Now, if you look at maximum payout per user, you can get a maximum payout of $100,000. And if you're looking for bigger payouts, this is the account that traders like with the bigger payouts. But if you can only get paid every 14 calendar days, then best case scenario, you're going to be able to get 2 payouts per month, where in the core plan, they say it right here, possibility of weekly payouts. In the scale plan, they say possibility of weekly payouts. So again, you got to weigh out. Do you want to be able to have more frequent payouts? Or do you want to have the ability to really run it up and get as much money out as you can? Now, let me know in the comment section down below, which one of these accounts do you like best? Do you like the core? Do you like the scale? Or do you like the pro account? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you want a chance to win a My Funded Futures 50K account, make sure to sign up to the email list down below. First link in the description box down below, and comment MFF, use code Mike,